Dear fellow coders, welcome to Untitled Coder. Google has kindly put together a very quick Pandas tutorial for us to learn how Pandas work. So if you have never worked Pandas, this is like a very short introduction for you to understand what is Pandas and what can you do with Pandas. So this tutorial I'll link in the YouTube description. This is a Google Colab notebook. If you are not familiar with Google Colab notebook, I've got a different video which I'll link. I don't want to waste a lot of time, so let's just get started. Again, the copyrighted material is from Google. I'm not trying to steal the ownership. So first of all, what is this? So this Colab tutorial introduces data frames, which is an important concept in Pandas to everybody. So this is of course not a comprehensive tutorial about Pandas, so this is like a very quick introduction. So first of all, what is a data frame? A data frame is nothing but an in-memory spreadsheet. It's like your Google spreadsheet or a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet where you have got rows and columns and then you store data inside the cells. So this is exactly what a data frame is. It's a tabular structure. You have got rows and columns and you have got values inside the cell. Now let's look at the type of modules that we need for us to go ahead. So the two modules that we need are packages, libraries, whatever you would like to call, Numpy and Pandas. Numpy is for numerical manipulation, Pandas is for data frame manipulation. So first of all, the first step that we are trying to do here is let's create a data frame, a new data frame which does not exist before. And what is the data frame that we want to create? We want to create a data frame that has 5 rows and 2 columns. So again, 5 rows, 2 columns, and the column in this case, unlike matrix you also would see the same thing, but because it's a data frame, we have got column names. The first column should be named temperature, the second column should be named activity. So we are going to have 5 rows. The first column is temperature, second column is activity, so 5 by 2, so we are going to totally have 10 cells altogether. So how do we do it? So the function or method that we are going to use in this case is it's a PD data frame class. So it's a class that is used to generate a data frame, a Pandas data frame to be specific. So this data frame actually takes 2 columns, 2 arguments. The first argument is a data argument, the second argument is a column argument. So the way you do it is, the first step, so let me run it. Did I run this? No, I didn't. Let me run this. Okay, that's done. So first step is for you to create a NumPy array. This is called a NumPy array. So NumPy array is nothing but your array, but just based on NumPy. So you have got, because we want 5 by 2, every cell has 2 values. The first column, second column, first column, second column, first column, second column for 5 different rows. And after you have that thing, you have got 2 columns. That is what you have got. So this is a list, Python list, and this is a 5 by 2 NumPy array. So you take this array and then you give it here, and then you take this column name, which is a list, and give it here, and then ultimately use pd.dataframe. Please make sure that you have got the uppercase here. It's a proper case, and then just print it. So once you run it, you would see 5 rows. This is the row number, or also in Pandas you would see this as an index. You have temperature and you have activity. So the first column and second column the way we want it. So if you want a different name, all you have to do is first column, second column. So change the column name and then you would get the different column name that you wanted. So we have successfully created our first data frame at this point. So what do we do next? The next thing is, let's say we want to add a new column. We have got 2 columns. What if you want to add a new column? Do you have to do the same thing again, or you can do something else? There are multiple ways for you to add a new column, but the easiest way that is also mentioned here is to access the new column just like this. So this is how you access a column. Like for example, if I want to access the first column, all I have to do is I have to go my data frame, and I would say my first column name is first column. Once I do that, I'm technically accessing my first column. So this is one way to access the first column. The other way, quickly to show you, is this. So now when I want to add a new column, all I have to do is I have to give the column name, I have to give the data frame name and access it with how I access it with the column name, which means this new column is going to get created from this value. So you can either create a column from an existing column, just like this is a columnar operation. So when you say +2, it's going to add all the numbers here, or you can create your own data, you can give your own data. But in this case, we're going to take an existing column, which is activity, which is not available in currently. So I'm going to replace it with second column and then add 2 to that. So you can see 3 is going to become 5, 7 is going to become 9, and then you're going to get a new column. So add it. first column, second column, and adjusted is like 3 plus 2 5, 7 plus 2 9, 9 plus 2 11, and then so on. So we have successfully created a new column. And if you want to access the column, simple. So you just copy this, paste it here, and then you have the second column. Maybe like you want to multiply it by 10, multiply it by 10, you have. So you can see that this is a columnar operation. You take one scalar value and then multiply it with, just like how you do vector multiplication. And finally, the final thing that we are going to learn in this very quick tutorial that Google has put together is how do we specify a subset of the column? Like if you want to specify a subset, like the whole point of us doing this thing is because we want to ultimately do something in the data frame, right? So it's not like we're just creating it and then we're going to leave it there. So we are doing this so that we can do something with this data frame. So one of the important things as a data scientist or data analyst, whoever you are, you might do is manipulating the data frame. So you might want to do something with it. So first thing is, what if you want to extract some top X number of rows? Like let's say I want top 5 rows. If you're from the SQL world, you would know that this is one of the things a lot of SQL query writers, I don't know how to call them, would do a lot. So you write select star from blah 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 and then limit 10. So just to extract the 10 rows. So the same way, like if you want to know some top 3 rows, you would do simply, let me just copy this, add a new cell, run it. So we have in this case extracted the top 3 columns, top 3 rows, the first row, second row, third row. The same way you can do tail and then you can extract the bottom 3 rows, like bottom 3 is like in this case, it starts from 2. So yeah, but this is the bottom 3. You can do either head or tail. Make sure again you have a method here. So dot tail, that run. So now there are 2 things again, probably this is not covered here, but I would like to just show you. One is a class where you would you have imported pandas as pd, and then you're going to say pd.dataframe to do something. This is one way, np.array to do something. The second way is you take the data frame and on top of that you are going to apply an operation. So this is the second way. So you would see these two kind of things whenever you deal with pandas and numpy or anywhere in the data science ecosystem. So I'm assuming that you are not familiar with it. That's why I'm trying to say you would either do it that way or you would do it this way. So this is there. So you don't have to like all the time think that you're going to, I'm going to do pd.tail. It's not the case. Sometimes you do operation on a data frame. Sometimes you do it based on a class from the pandas library. So these two are 2 different things. Just pay attention to it. Okay. Now we have successfully extracted the bottom 3 or top 3 rows. What if I want to extract a row from a particular column or particular row? What if we already saw how to extract a particular column using the column name? What if I want to extract a particular row? So all I have to do is I have to use ilog. I in this is index, so you have to just give the index value. ilog of 2. When you say 2, it is going to give you, so when you see this thing, it's going to give you this second position, right? So where is it? There. You see the index value second. If you give 1, it's going to be 1. And if you are familiar with Python, you would probably know Python is a 0 index language, so you have 0. So dataframe.ilog and then you give the value here. And finally, if you want to extract a couple of rows, there is another way where you can do it is just using the index instead of using head to do this, so that I can extract first to fourth. So before the last one. So 0 to 4 will give me one more row extra. So I can extract the rows like this as well. The way I used ilog, so I can use it like this as well. So if I use ilog, I can still do 1:2, so I can get 1:3. I can get, so the same thing applies without ilog as well. So the final thing is how to extract a column, which we have already seen. So now that you know the basics of pandas data frame manipulation, how to create a data frame, how to subset a data frame, how to add a column, how to extract a row, because you know all these things, Google is giving you 2 tasks. So the task 1 and then you have a second task. So make sure you do this thing. If you are stuck anywhere, please let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, I would like to end this video here. Please subscribe and like. If you are new to the channel, it would mean a lot to me. Let me know if this was helpful. It's like a very quick tutorial of Google is trying to introduce you pandas. If you want slightly more detail, I would recommend you to take a Kaggle course, which is again completely for free.